Thank you. Hey y'all, I'm MaHogany, author, entrepreneur, and a single mama doing her best to raise 6 boys in a season that's full in every way possible. So y'all, tonight is Taco Tuesday over here, and the boys really loved it. Maverick was kind of like up in the air, so I swapped him out for some pasta instead, which you guys see he smashed. Like, he loved that down, okay? While it's not always peaceful over here, y'all, because it's so busy, there is still so much love in my home, and I feel like I am just bonded to my sons in a way that we've never been before. And I know that may sound crazy, but those that get it, and I love them, they love me, and there's so much love here, even though that there's so many adjustments going on in our life right now, and despite the fact that it's just a lot going on, period. If you're new here, welcome in. I promise you're going to love it. And if you've been here, you already know this life isn't always easy, but I'm always showing up every single day to show y'all that you can too. So let's go ahead and finish getting into the vlog.
Gon' kiss her, gon' kiss her. She don't even like girls, but a stack will make her kiss her. Gon' kiss her, gon' kiss her, gon' kiss her. She get around on launch dismissal. Gon' kiss her. She make us rock, then jiggle. Put on the soda in, bring that dough in. Booty bigger than the Samoan. I'm in the stage every time, start it go in.
As we are doing our movie night, as you see, 2 are already asleep. Say hey, big guy.
All set. You go ahead, I'll catch up. Don't be too long.
So y'all, I am back, and did y'all see how that curtain rod hit me in my nose like that? That joint hurt so bad, y'all. I kid you not. But I had already been taking so long to like put the curtains together and everything, to the point where it was just like, okay, MaHogany, we got to finish this project, because I had put the curtain rod up and then I needed to add the curtains. And when I tell y'all, like, I did the whole installing the curtain rod the night before, and then I got up, got the curtains the next day, and so I was ready to be done with that project. But when that joint hit my nose, it hurt so bad, but it was like, girl, suck it up and just finish this project so you can be done, because I was already struggling with just trying to hold one end and hold the other end. It was just a full-time job. Do you hear me? And I thought about that time when I had seen something actually on TikTok. What is it? It was something I had seen on TikTok that time. What was it? It was like, I think the mama fell out of a chair or something, and she was like, somewhere my son is at school saying, "Oh, my mama," and basically lying, and something happened to the mama. I'm like, child, and with me having 6 sons, you just never know. But darn, like, make it make sense. Anywho, on another note, Taco Tuesday was really cool, and I know this vlog is more on the shorter side, and you guys know typically when I do my vlogs, they have a lot going on, you're seeing more and stuff, but right now there's so much going on in my life, guys. It is just a really, really busy season for me, and you guys know that from the moment I had separated from my ex-husband to all the way throughout the whole process of going through the divorce, being officially divorced, to just all the parts, you know, single momhood, publishing my book, like, y'all seen it all, and I had y'all right beside me throughout it all. So y'all know that y'all are my family. I love you guys, and I'm always down to show you everything. it's just right now so much is going on as far as me getting ready to have 4 kids, y'all, in elementary school. That's a lot for me as a single mom. You guys know I've come on here before, basically shared how I'm not getting the support that I deserve, and how I'm doing a lot on my own, and how it is really heavy for me, you know. And so I'm so focused on making sure they all are going to school with everything that they need, that they're being poured into the way they need to be poured into. And it is truly a full-time job, while also balancing being an author, you know, working on my second book, and, you know, having different tour dates and things like that. It is a lot going on. It is a lot going on. My podcast is getting ready to come out. And so I am just super, super busy. And so if you notice, some of the vlogs are like me showing you this, showing you that, and just giving you guys an update. Hang on tight. I'm going to bring y'all back in full scope. I'm just trying to just juggle it all as I make it through certain points in life. So the boys will be starting school in less than a month. Once they're all in school, then, you know, it'll be back to the typical routine. Of course, it'll be different because I have more kids in school now, but it'll be more of a flow. Right now, I'm just trying to get everybody ready, getting all the book bags. What kind of book bag you want? Okay, you want this one. You want that one. Making sure all the school supply lists are together. Making sure, like, checking up to date on, what is it? Just like the updates for pre-K and everything, because it is like a lottery where they choose people out of a hat, but they let you kind of know where you are in like the line and everything. So you just have to be careful, to me, with like the whole pre-K, even if you do the early registration, because you're basically pulled from like a whole list of people that are going to pre-K. But the thing is, they really kind of let you know where you are, but they don't really let you know all the details till it gets pretty much the time that school's about to start. And that kind of sucks, because if you're like a single mom and you have, you know, a lot of kids, you're trying to rush and get everything together. So what I've had to do is just go ahead and get everything together regardless of where they fall in line. And the good thing is, even if they can't go to my oldest son's school, they have a bunch of pre-K programs around that they recommend and things like that, so they'll still be going to school and going to pre-K regardless. But I really want them at the same school as their oldest brothers, but that's neither here or there. That's something I'm letting God work out. But I still have to get them ready for school, because I do want them to be able to do that. Because when it came to Justin and Marcel, where our marital home was when I was married, they didn't have pre-K there, and so they weren't able to do that. And so since pre-K is available where I'm living now, it's just like, of course, I don't want them to miss that fundamental step. Why? And so it's a lot, though, getting all 4 ready, just making sure that everything is good to go, while also balancing my career and my life and, you know, just all the things, because I am so big on, what you guys know, not losing yourself in motherhood. I've definitely been in a place where I have lost myself in motherhood, honestly, in a time where I had more support. You know, it's very interesting. And so now that I have went through a lot of healing and grown a lot, I still, though, stand on the fact that you shouldn't lose yourself in motherhood. I know what it looks like to lose yourself in motherhood, and I know how easy it is, especially as a single mom, to lose yourself in motherhood. But I want you to know this. Outside of being a mother, you have so many gifts and talents that God placed inside of you. And before you even became a mother, God had a unique purpose for your life, gifts that he placed inside of you that only you can do that way. Only you can do certain things, talk certain ways, you know, whatever it is that you've been blessed or gifted with, whether it's the way you serve people, whether it's the way you cook, whether it's the way you talk, whether it's the way you influence, whatever it is, whatever you have that God has blessed you with, because we all have special gifts, whatever it is that was placed in you before you even became a wife, a mother, or any other thing. Okay. Well, a child, you know, that was kind of like simultaneously, because when you were born, you instantly became a child. But y'all get what I'm saying. But I mean, you know, in the Bible, it says he knew you even before you came out of your mother's womb. So technically you did have the gifts before you became a child. So we ain't gonna get too deep in it. But what I'm saying is, don't let motherhood and the different roles that you may have cause you to bury your dreams and goals, because I've definitely done that. I had got to a place even when I was married where it was just like I felt like I was this person's wife and these kids' mom, and I had really lost my sense of self because I was so much into doing, and just the dynamic that I was in, it wasn't the best. And so that's all I'll say on that right now. But it's like and you guys have seen, as I went on my own journey, I've been able to allow MaHogany to surface in a way that has blessed so many people, been so inspiring to others, and completes me as well. So I'm just really grateful for that. And what I was saying is that it's just so important that you don't bury those gifts and talents, and that even when you're in the thick of motherhood or the thick of whatever you have going on or the role that you occupy, even maybe the thick of work, that you don't let what God placed inside of you die. And you still put time in for that. Because let me tell you something, sometimes, you'll be in certain things and the goal of the enemy is to have you so distracted. And I'm not saying that, your kids are a distraction from the enemy. No. But what I'm telling you is some things that you deserve to have, say support, financial support, physical support, whatever that may look like. Being robbed of certain things definitely is a curveball that the enemy will use to try to keep you down and try to keep you from rising and try to keep you from being your best self, honestly, because you're putting and exerting so much energy into something that you weren't even supposed to have to carry it in that capacity. Does that make sense? So I say all that to say, and that doesn't just go for kids, that can go for any role, any job, or anything. Don't let that cause you to forget what you got in this hand, because sometimes what you have in this hand is what is going to set you up and your family for years and generations to come. So I'm not going to be too long-winded, but I want to encourage you, and just know my podcast is coming soon where we'll have so many more conversations like this. My podcast is called I'm Not the Girl I Used to Be, after my book I'm Not the Girl I Used to Be, which if you haven't bought your copy and what I'm sharing in this part right now resonates with you, I definitely believe that my book is a great place to start on healing and learning more and just evolving into your best self. But the podcast is named after my book, not because in the podcast I'm going to sit and talk about the chapters of my book. No, but what I am going to talk about, though, is stories of growth, stories of becoming, stories of healing. And I'm going to have different guests as well come on and just talk about who they used to be and how they have evolved. And so it's going to be a really instrumental tool that I know is going to help so many people, and I'm just looking forward to it because we all have stories. I have so many stories that of course are in my book, but also that I've learned since being divorced, going through a divorce, being a single mom, even before then. It's just so many things that despite my age, I have so much wisdom on that I will be able to share in this new space, which is my podcast, that it's just going to be very eye-opening, very revealing, and also very healing. And I can't wait for it. So, y'all, make sure you stay tuned and tell everybody that you know about it because it is coming soon. And, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for watching all my videos to the end. Thank you for loving me for me. Thank you for loving my kids. Thank you for just being a part of my community, showing up video after video and watching it to the end. It means more than you know. It truly does. And your kind words, your support, and even when I go videos without even saying certain things or bringing attention to stuff, it's just amazing how even you guys will notice things and you'll bring it up and you'll encourage me, or you'll just let me know how I'm doing such an amazing job with my kids or with this, or with showing you guys diversity between motherhood and business. And it just lets me know that my actions really be speaking even without me saying anything. And I'm just so grateful for that, because it's like, that's the life that I truly desire to live. One that speaks, one that shows you like, hey, not just from my mouth that you can do it, but through my actions that you can get back up again, you can do it, and you can rise and you can conquer. So I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. And if you are getting your kids ready for school, you got this. Keep going. Yeah, because it's a full-time thing, you know, especially when they just coming out of summer camp and now it's time for school. And, you know, maybe you have other kids that you're going to be enrolling in school too. So maybe you went from 1 to 2, or maybe 2 to 3, or maybe like me, 2 to 4. I don't know. But it is an adjustment. But it is very just warming, and it's different. It's different because it's also like a sign that your kids are getting older. And it's like, wow, you know. And before I know it, all 6 of them be in school. And yeah, but I'm not gonna hold you. You know, I did think about putting my last 2, since they have gotten much older and the other 4 are going to be in school, putting those 2 in like a private program. I'm kind of skeptical about it because I didn't do that with any of the other ones. You know, they didn't leave out the nest per se until it was time for them to go to elementary school, and in Mateo and Milo's case, into pre-elementary school. And so it would be very different if I do decide to put them in a program. Of course, it'll be private, for obvious reasons, but I'm very, very curious. I don't know. I'm going to keep doing my research, you know, and see what like family has to say. Cause then everybody be gone, and then mama gonna be outside during the day. Let me stop. I'm just kidding. But anywho, yeah, it definitely would give me a lot of time though to focus on different projects more heavily without having to pay nannies and different things like that to be able to do stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Of course, I want to know, first of all, what God has to say and what is he telling me to do. That's the most important thing. And then family advice. And of course, if you guys have any tips that you want to share specifically about putting the kids into like a program for kids that are 2 and younger, 3 and younger, because Miles will be turning 3 and then Maverick will be turning 2. Can y'all believe that? So yeah, but anywho, let me wrap up. I love you guys so much. I pray that all is going well in your life, and just stay encouraged. Know that God is in control, and know that your story is still being written. I love you guys. Follow me on all social media platforms if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Get up. You see what you can be? You gotta want it. Work for it. Love yourself through the good and the bad. Hold your head up high. You're not gonna stay down forever. Hey guys!
Thank you for doing this. You've been a huge inspiration to me.
All right, everybody say cheese!
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not the girl I used to be.
I'm Not the Girl I Used to Be. Available now, wherever books are sold. Podcast coming soon.